What's up? What's happening? Welcome to my channel. My name is Royal Kandake, also known as Sister Arts. So today I just decided to give a brief talk about the very, I don't know, touchy subject of the dark divine feminine. So I just wanted to highlight on a few points and just shed some light on what the dark feminine is and how maybe you could tap into it. I'll then make another video sometime later on, maybe this week or next week. And once I've done it, I'll take it on this video and link it on the description box to why you need the dark feminine and maybe why would you want to use it, so I'll do that. So right now I'm going to talk about what it is, give it a definition, just give it some structure for somebody who is not familiar or aware of this entire concept. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. I made a few notes so that I don't lose my train of thought as I'm speaking. So what is the dark divine feminine or the divine dark feminine? It is an energy. Before we go anywhere, it is an energy that every woman has. Others are more conscious of it, others are not conscious of it. So the reason why I'm doing this video is to conscientize people of this power, because you use this energy to actually manifest and actually be in charge of your life, because after all, we are the creative energy source. You know that, like, we possess. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. So the dark divine energy, or the dark divine feminine energy, can also be referred to as goddess energy. Just simply put, it's goddess energy. And we know that goddess energy is an energy that is unknown in the world. That is why it wants so much to break out, it wants so much to come alive, because it's an energy that has been suppressed. It's an energy that has been only used for the glorification of the men. Only a few ladies have haphazardly tapped into their dark energy or their their goddess energy. So just simply put, the dark feminine energy is the goddess energy. So in order to understand what that, like, to actually see and care over or understand what this dark energy is about, I just want to highlight what light feminine is about. So the light feminine energy is actually an energy that is what we've seen in the world, is an energy that is very conscious. It is the conscious embodiment of what the feminine is. What we hear people talk about when they talk about like the feminine, they talk about beauty, they talk about poise and the embodiment of morals. People who are put together. We always also hear about ladies should be, I don't know, timid, submissive more than anything. They're submissive to not just their husbands, but just submissive to the culture, to society. That is what could just summarize the embodiment of the light feminine. Now, the dark feminine is the direct opposite of this, because it is an energy that was too heavy, I feel, for most men. That is why there's been such a campaign to suppress this energy through religion, because religion has just trampled on and stepped so heavily on the dark feminine. So the dark feminine expression is wanting to just come alive. It's pushing through us, through other ladies who are also doing this work. And I'm so excited about this, because since 2020, she's been like, I'm here. And I'm here to say it's all been feminine. If you haven't been focusing, it's all been feminine, and it's not the light and fluffy kind of feminine. So another way that I could maybe try to bring light or shed light into this light feminine is, for example, we know that Mother Nature is Mother Nature. We know that her expressions are our spring blossoms and sunshine and flowing rivers and all these things. But you know that she could also come as a volcano. She could also a volcano erupting. She could come as a hurricane. She could come as a storm, a hailstorm or storm flood or snowstorm or all these different cyclones. That is also the expression of the feminine, the feminine energy. So there's a light side and a dark side to everything, especially for the feminine. So I just wanted to touch on that in order to just maybe shed some light so that we know that we're not talking about anything that is outside of the healthy or acceptable role of what femininity is about. It's just that it's been suppressed and it's been suffocated for so long. For what reason we might not know, but we will get to know maybe the more we mature and express ourselves in this energy. So given that I've given an example or an explanation of what the dark feminine is, I think it's now best for me to move on to how to tap into this energy. So if you feel like you still need more explanation on this, if you feel you'd like for me to dive deeper into this expression, please let me know in the comment section, and I will do that lovely. I will do that with love. Okay, so I will also link my blog of this, because I do have a blog on the dark divine feminine, so just in case you wanted to read more on that if this was not clear. But I'm happy to highlight any questions that you might have in specificness, so ask sister, also ask Kandake is something that I would welcome with love. Okay, so how do we tap into this dark feminine energy? So how we tap into this dark feminine energy is by doing 3 things. I'll mention 3 things, and the last one will just be a bonus, which will be maybe a cherry on top. So the first thing that we could do is engage heavily in shadow work. So shadow work is an aspect of inner work that requires you to deal with the subconscious or unconscious part of yourself. I also have another video on the shadow work, and I will also try to link it on this, if I remember, try to link it in this video, and if I didn't, please somebody remind me in the comment section so that I do that as well. So it's a part of shadow work, is a part of as an aspect of inner work that requires people to make conscious or become aware of their unconscious awareness. So normally when we grow up in our families, we are raised by parents who have their own ideas of life. They have their own understanding of what a person is supposed to be, what a lady is supposed to be, what a guy is supposed to be. And most instances we find that we are shunned for our genuine selves because it doesn't fit into what society expects from a lady or a gentleman. But for context of this, for purposes of this context, I'm just going to use the ladies, because I'm talking to ladies and I'm a lady. I can relate more with ladies. So most times we're shunned for certain expressions as ladies, and because we want to belong for survival purposes, especially when you're young, you try by all means to ostracize, to disown, and to just shoot and kill or unalive that aspect of yourself, and therefore you split yourself in half. And by splitting yourself in half, you now have turned your back against these aspects that you feel are not allowed, or are not acceptable or are rejected. You also reject that aspect of yourself, and you only just shine the light on the things that will make you to be acceptable or socially desirable according to your parents or whoever that brought you up when you were growing, right? So So by engaging in shadow work, you allow yourself to dive deeper into knowing that other part of yourself, knowing what she's like notice a good question that I would ask someone to ask themselves in order to begin to embark on the shadow journey is, what is something that you wouldn't want anybody to find out about you? You know, what is your deepest secret? And once you understand and you answer that for yourself, how to break it down. Why is it a secret? What would happen if everybody knew about it? What would happen if your parents knew about it? And why would that be action? What would it do to you? You know, so that is the best way to tap into your shadow. You know, like, what are the things that you lie the most about? You know, why do you lie about them? You know, so you go deeper and deeper, and this is done through what we'll talk about in number 3, but it's done through journaling. But I'm not talking about journaling now. It's good. I'm gonna dive deeper into it on the last point. And then the second point of how to tap, our second way of how to tap into your dark energy or your goddess energy is to the second way of how to tap into your goddess energy is to engage in all things dark matter. And now here I am, I've lost everybody. So there's nothing to be concerned about. Dark matter is just everything that happens in the dark. Remember, for the feminine, the expressions, like for instance, the stars on the moon are normally referred to as the feminine expressions of the world or the universe. And remember, when they happen in the night, and in the nighttime there is darkness, and all these beautiful things happen at night. Other animals come out to live at night. So just because we've been socialized to exist only in the light aspect of life, whereby the sun is out to protect and to give light, as well as the moon. The moon is out to protect and to give light, even in the darkness, you know. So there are other animals that exist in the dark, and the other animals that exist in the light. So let's not be afraid of the dark. So another element that you're also not considering about the darkness is that everything that happens without our awareness mostly happens in the dark. So what happens in the womb is mostly dark matter. That is why I focus so much on feminine reproductive health, because it's part of dark matter and dark energy, because you put something in there and it happens, some magic happens, you know. So I call it womb magic, and that womb magic is something that's a creative force, a creative energy that the feminine possesses and that the feminine has, and unless they tap into it, they won't know how to activate it and how to use it even, you know. So the womb work, the working with the soil. I, for instance, work with the soil. In my altar, I have my soil pot plant, and I just manifest with my soul, like my spells, soil spells that are accompanied with seeds. And once I see my seed come through, because when you put a seed under the earth and you just keep on watering it, there's magic that we don't know that just happens. So just focusing and acknowledging and working with dark matter will help you to tap into your dark energy or your goddess energy. And now, lastly, you need to emotionally master yourself. So this is to say that this also goes hand in glove with all of these aspects, because when you are emotionally aware or emotionally mastering yourself, you don't have to fake yourself. You can be angry, feel your anger, express your anger without being violent, without hurting anyone, without being, without causing any harm to anyone, so you're able to express your disappointment, you're able to express your hurt, you're able to express your joy, without feeling that you need to, always be nice and always be flowery. Because what happens for most ladies, and I am also a victim of that, is that when you try to flower or master or mask your emotions, the emotions don't go away. They don't go away. The body just finds another way to shield itself, So allow yourself to feel your emotions. You can do that by talking to a friend. Okay, firstly, you can do this by just sitting down, listening to your emotion. Don't judge it. Don't think about anything about it. Don't just observe it. Just feel it. Just, does it make you feel, nervous? Does it make you feel afraid? Just and it's so good to journal about this. I like video journals and as well as written journals. Write down or talk to a video camera about what are you feeling, why are you feeling this way, and then you'll be able to understand, like, the answers that are going to come to you are your instincts, are your intuition. Listen to that. It's coming to your rescue, because your life is all about helping you. Your life is conspiring to give you life, so the three ways, in summary, of how to tap into your goddess energy is to tap into and do your shadow work. Secondly is to engage in and make use of dark matter, as well as journaling and mastering your emotional body. And then lastly, as just a bonus, in doing this work of goddess energy, we realize that there is strength in numbers as the divine feminine expression. So you need to work with other ladies. All of this toxic energy of not wanting to work with ladies, being envious, being triggered. If another lady triggers you, then you need to sit down with your emotions and understand what is that about. Because if somebody triggers you, it means there's something that they have that you want. But you're going to be toxic if you don't allow yourself to gravitate towards that person so that they can help you learn. We're killing the ego here. We're not dealing with the ego when we're dealing with the divine feminine. We're dealing with the genuine expression of what is it that I'm here for? What is it that I want? I like that about somebody. But instead of just saying that is just so nice, or she's just so whatever. It says something about you. There's something that you want that they have. Maybe they're living that true expression of themselves. They're not afraid of being judged. And here you are, putting yourself in that prison. But anyway, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that it made sense. And if it didn't make sense, let me know in the comment section as well, so that I can try to add more clarity, because I feel this is a very important part of the awakening of the feminine that is needed in the world, because the world is such a nasty place because we've allowed men to just wreak havoc of it. And we're not saying that men are not necessary, or we don't need our men, but with the divine feminine as well as the dark divine feminine expression, we could easily just balance all of this out. We could easily just balance all of this out, and therefore it's so necessary for us to do this work so that we can help our children to heal, and then so that we can bring forth or give birth to children who will not even need to heal. They will maybe need to heal from other things in their lives, but it would not be because of your conscious doing or unconscious doing, because our parents also didn't know what they were doing. So anyway, thank you so much for watching my video. See you on the next one. Bye bye.